What's going on, guys? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Ray Comic Channel for the second time. Of course, I messed up on the first time, so I thought I went live, but you got to hit go live twice. I'm glad that they do that because I would accidentally go live before I meant to go live sometimes. So, but I think I got the problems solved. I think it came down to my laptop. So I'm crossing my fingers, praying a little prayer. Lord, please let this work. So I hope that I am on all three platforms. So I'm supposed to be on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And I am so glad that you are here to join me. And this is the closeout of Alpha Red number 6, the campaign for Alpha Red number 6. 30 days ago, we started with 0 on the board. And I'm going to jump over here and show you where we're sitting here. Maybe. There we go. Here we go. We are, I need to do math. I need to slowly do math. So what are we like? What am I, stupid? That's 20 couple bucks away. Okay. And then even on Indiegogo, we're in exceptional, guys. And so all added together, we are at $34.94. We are $6 away if you total them all up. But we are worried about this campaign here because Kickstarter is the only one that is a all or nothing campaign. The other two are going to make it, and we're going to make it, guys. I have a close family friend that said, I will make up the difference, whatever it takes on Kickstarter. So I am thankful for that. But I'm hoping that, because they're not into comics and they're just being nice. And I would love to have people who like comics, who are interested in independent comics or Alpha Red or just whatever I'm doing. It would be neat to have them put me over the edge. So we have. Can we do the math? Can I do the math? I can't do the math right now. The camera turns on, guys, and then my math brain goes away. My memory goes all sleepy Joe. $17, guys. $17. That means anything on Kickstarter will put us over the edge. So I'm hoping within the next hour here, within the next 55 minutes, we can make that happen. But I don't want to keep my writer waiting. I got the writer of Alpha Red waiting in the wings to join us. So I'm going to bring him on, and we're going to see what he thinks about this whole process. What's going on, Ray MacKay?
Not much, James. How about you?
No, I am. I'm excited. I'm excited that we're doing the final lap. You know, what is that? The final go around the track, and so the finish line is quickly approaching, and so I'm so happy that we're this close. $17 away. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. So, what do you think?
It's pretty thrilling. I have to say, I've only participated in one other Kickstarter campaign before.
Yeah.
And I was only sort of a tangentially, I'm not saying that word right. Tangentially,
Tangentially, sure.
Involved in that one. So to be a big part of this one, I was definitely more invested. I was checking it every day. I was trying to rep it as much as I could on social media. It's probably like if they did a Spotify Wrapped for your tabs, it would be in my top 10 for this month. It's that and the theme from The Fly.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Okay. So just want to shout out to Ernest for all the support, especially on X and just everywhere. YouTube's Ernest is he's been praying for me. I know it. So appreciate that, Ernest. But yeah, so it is the finish line, and it's been a journey. What do you think? Like 30 days ago, like you were still asking me like, what's going on? What's the, like, how are we going to do this? And I've been through it before. I've done five or six before, but every time is a little bit new because you think you're learning, and then you're applying the things that you think you learned, and then you throw it out there, and then sometimes it goes, and sometimes it doesn't. And so it didn't feel
Mhm.
like it was doing everything that I was hoping that it would do. But of course, you're hoping against hope. Like you're like, it's gonna go gangbusters, and everybody's gonna just rush in, and you're gonna, you know, make that goal in 3 hours. So, and which I had that experience. I've had that experience with my previous campaign for the trade paperback. I got my spinner rack here. So the trade paperback I funded earlier this year, and that funded in 3 hours. But a small goal, $700, but it ended up being $22,000. I got for that 2,100, 2,200, something like that. But I was so you get this little bit of confidence, I think, and unfortunately, it's each campaign is different, is what I'm learning. But here
Mhm.
we are on the other end of it, and so you've been tracking it for this past week. What did you think? Where did you think we were going to be here today, right now, with as close as we are, $17 away on Kickstarter?
Um, I mean, I knew we were going to be here on this Zoom call because I've had it in my calendar for the past week. It's actually, I have a physical calendar at my place where if something's really important, I will Sharpie it onto the date. And then I
Okay.
see it every morning as I make breakfast. So I knew we would be here on this call. I was a little more unsure if we would make it on the Kickstarter. I remember asking you, okay, so if we don't make it on Kickstarter, what happens with the Fund My Comic and what happens with the Indiegogo? But also, I knew you'd fully funded the past 5 issues. I was really impressed by sort of all of the legwork you've been doing to sort of get this comic's name out there. All the interviews you've done, all the posts you've done, like a post a day kind of thing. And I've been trying to repost them as much as I can. And like I hopped on an interview, the Heroic Voice podcast, and my main purpose being on there, besides just talking comics, was repping our Kickstarter, which got the link out there a bit. Like I had faith in the work we did.
Yeah, that is awesome. And while you were describing that, we hit the funding goal on Kickstarter. Thank you guys so
All
much.
right.
That is incredible.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I like pictured it in my head that it was going to happen while we were on the stream here. But I was, I didn't know. I didn't know until I turned it on and I saw how close we were. And I don't even know how to react, and I wish I had like a cool video thing where, I see the Joe Rogan one where he's like, "Oh, did you see that?" That they play on some of these other things where the meme of it, like, "Oh, did you see that?" But we did it.
Let me just pull out my massive bottle of champagne here and just spray it all over the computer and everything, and then I'll just fall off the Zoom call really quick.
I forgot I was gonna put something in the refrigerator to celebrate after, but I did not. I did not. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, I saw Ray at San Diego Comic-Con. Look at you,
Oh,
Ray. You
wow!
got you
That's
got people who remember you.
I think this
So
might be the first time anyone's recognized me from that. That's
yeah,
that's incredible. I've got my San Diego Comic Con shirt on here. That's incredible. I,
how cool is
I
that, right?
this is maybe the most flattered I've ever been. Thank you, Homage Hunter. That is
Yeah,
honestly highlight of my week, probably that someone recognized me from Sandia from the panel. That is
yeah.
incredible. Thank you. I apologize for how much I stuttered through everything I said at that panel.
You got to start somewhere, right? And I'm sure you did fine. Actually, the post that I do remember, you posted your reply to something, and I thought you did fine. I thought you were,
Oh, thank
much
you.
more interesting for I think you were 20 at the time. You're 21 now, so
Yes,
you're doing a panel. You're 20 years old at the San Diego Comic Con. That's crazy. That's a high achievement, man. So
it
much
was
more
quite the
to come.
experience.
Yeah, better.
Fingers crossed.
A lot of cool things going to be happening for you, young man. So
Thank you.
what do you what do you want to talk about? What did I write in that message that we were going to talk about? Now I'm all flustered because
We did it.
we made the goal. Yeah, I'm like speechless. Like I don't know where to go from here. I thought I would have to like be asking and asking and asking. Hey, we're only $17 away, guys. We're only $17. But here we are, right at the beginning. So I'm so excited. Let me pull up.
I've got your message right here. If you want me to read it out, or
well, just what were one of the topics that we were going to bring up? Oh, the rewards.
Yeah, you wanted to go over the rewards. You wanted to talk some more about independent comics versus mainstream comics. What
Sure.
I'm reading. Talk about what you're reading.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to talk a little bit. And sorry,
I said this is going to be a good live stream. Then all those topics.
I think so. And we were going to talk a bit about the comic and try and incentivize people to chip in the last little bit of money, but check that off the list.
Yeah, so thankful, guys. So thankful. Fong, thank you so much. I'm sure you're sharing absolutely helped. So thank you, dude.
Thank you all so much, sincerely.
Yeah. So good, so good, so good. So let's talk about that. Some unique rewards that are still out there, guys. So I was going to talk about the cover. Let me. The cover to. Let's do this. Too close. All right. This is the cover to Alpha Red number 6, still available, I think. But I just wanted to highlight some of the things. Some of the things are going away because there's so few of them left. But here's another cover. So I've done probably a couple of variant covers. So this is issue number 6, but I probably have like 11 or 12 covers out, and those are the last 2 covers that I have. So another cool thing that is kind of going away because there's not many sets left. This is all 5 of issues number 1 through 5 in the Prism foil cover. And because everybody likes to buy either their favorite cover or issue number 1, there was only 2 issue number 1s left. So I made sure to secure 2 sets of these and just kind of put them aside. And I believe they're on Indiegogo and Fund My Comic, and because there were only 2 sets. And so that was a unique thing, but I don't know. I'm just rambling now because we made it, and I'm running out of like the brain space. I'm thinking about like how cool it is. Go ahead.
Can I just ask about one of the rewards?
Sure.
So this is A, so the people listening or watching can hear, and B,
Sure.
for my own incredibly selfish self-interest. What would be the best place to get a t-shirt or a hoodie with the cover of Alpha Red or the artwork from Alpha Red 6? Because, well, my mom's birthday is coming up, and me and my dad's brilliant idea for a birthday gift is we're going to get her like a hoodie or a shirt with a comic I did on it. We think that'll be like a really great sort of cute gift instead of the usual socks and scarf that we usually go for.
It's cold up there in Canada, right?
It is. I've got my hoodie over there, flannel, shirt, longer shirt, toque somewhere.
What's a toque?
Wait.
What's a toque?
Toque?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. We have to time out.
I
forget that that's a word that just like isn't a thing in America sometimes. It's the
we call it a beanie. We call it a beanie.
We call them toques here.
Okay. All right. Sock. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing it all out. We call it a sock hat also.
Really? That's crazy. Just it's always called the toque here. That's funny.
Yeah. I do think my son calls it a sock hat. He wears it to work because he kind of works outside.
Yeah, it's funny. This one's actually a comic one. It's got the logo for the Eric Powell The Goon comic on it.
That's an awesome comic. That's an awesome comic.
Seemed like a fun one to wear.
Yeah. So to answer your question about the prizes, the hoodies and the t-shirts, these are going away. Like the ones that are like campaign specific, like this one, the Dark Knight Returns one. Once the campaign's over, those things. I don't want it to have too much just kind of floating out there. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to have it out there, but to keep track of things, I might open a store or something on Teespring and just link everything. But that makes it easier. And after we talked on Tuesday, or Monday, I tried to go in there, and like all my links to my shops were like all frozen. I couldn't share it out. I could order samples for myself, but I couldn't share it out to you for you to order. So all these are orderable from the Teespring store. If I could get the link to work, where you just order it from the campaign, and then I order it, send it to myself, and then send it to you. Or actually, sometimes it's just to send it directly to you, and then that saves the extra ship. And then the last one. Where's the last one? That never came in. That's right, because it was covered to number 6 came in, and this will be evergreen. I'll keep this around, just ones that have, and I think this is the one that you should get, because this is the issue that you worked on, and that is the cover A for that. But then this is the image that I typically share, and it's the cover of issue number 3. Just kind of make
right. That's the iconic one.
Yeah,
in my mind.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to use to brand it. Like if you look at the branding up in the corner, you'll see that. So, but yeah, that's all things that I wanted to hang on. Did I turn on the theme song? You have no music? Here we go. Hang on. So what else were we going to talk about? What else was on that list?
Well, we've sort of gone over the rewards a little bit. If you'd want to go over them some more, I'm sure people would sort of want to hear about it.
Yeah,
but we can also...
yeah, if you guys have any questions about the rewards, you can go ahead and ask. Some of the unique rewards, so this is our main cover that we're talking about, and then if you go to Kickstarter, you get this is the exclusive, and the original for that is still available, I believe. I should have gone through and looked to see if anybody snagged that, but all the originals for the Homage covers are available, and they are smaller. They're not 11 by 17 like typical covers. So, and this is what you get on Fund My Comic. And I didn't check the other campaigns to see if they had changed, if anybody had supported over there. Nope, that's still the same. And Fund My Comic is still the same, but they're on flexible. So go out too. So it's all good, all good. And man, I'm kind of warm in here anyway, because it was a warm day today, and I kept things closed because I thought it was cold outside. But now I'm warm. So what else? I see that you have taped to the back there, a kid in a comic. Why do you have that up there?
I taped this issue 7 of A Kid in a Comic to the wall because I am currently in a classroom at my school because I realized I wouldn't make it home in time. And this is the only physical Alpha Red sort of thing I have at the moment. So I thought I would try and rep the comic by having this Alpha Red comic from A Kid in a Comic magazine, issue 7 in the background. And in my mind, I hoped you would be able to see it better.
That is awesome, Ernest.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, where did Ernest's thing go? It popped up higher. Here he goes. Ernest upped his Kickstarter to push it over the edge. So thank you so much, Ernest.
Thank
You
you.
are the man. You are the man. So I just got my issues of the next Kid and a Comic. If you guys don't know, Alpha Red will be reformatted and is appearing in a comic. I don't even know how I would describe it. Like a newspaper that is fully all comics, a whole comic newspaper with comic strips. And on page 7, I guess that's my page, is Alpha Red reformatted to fit on a Sunday morning comic strip thing. So if you guys are interested in a different kind of format, it's called akidandacomic.com, and it comes, there's like 7 or 8 of them that come for whatever, the $50. It's like 40 couple bucks plus shipping. But that's another format that you can get Alpha Red. So I appreciate you hanging that up on the chalkboard there to remind me.
It's so good. The Alpha Red strip in there is definitely in my top strips from the magazine. Or I guess it's not a magazine. I call it a magazine because it's got like the anthology format.
Yeah.
But the way, when I sort of just leave them lying around and people ask me what they are, I say, it's like if the newspaper was just the comics, which is just the way I like it.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the comic section, but like the whole thing is the comic section. But yeah.
They've got some great ones in there. Have you seen the one where it's how to use your frog properly?
How to what properly?
How to use your frog properly.
Yeah. How to use your... Do we use frogs? Do we use frogs?
Well, that's the thing. It's this hilarious, like sort of a humor strip. And it's all these different cartoons of frogs being used in the place of other stuff. So the first one is like a Newton's cradle, but it's all frogs just hanging off of their tongues and they're sort of going back and forth. Another one is a guy has like strapped a frog to the bottom of a weed whacker and its tongue is like shooting out, like cutting down the grass, and it's all this ridiculous stuff. And I just think it's so funny. I wonder, like, I'm impressed that you can like get a lot of mileage out of that.
Yeah. So the editor or the owner of the paper, he does encourage that. So he asked us if we want to do like crazy wacky things like that, and he said just go ahead and throw it at me and I'll try to get it in there. So it's encouraged, and he's encouraging Christmas stuff right now. He's like, if you got puzzles, if you got games, if you got extra coloring things or whatever, just throw them at me and we'll try to include that stuff. So it's neat that you enjoy that aspect of it, because it's interactive and it's fun. I remember stuff like that on a Sunday morning type thing, right? You can draw. I remember drawing and word finds and crossword puzzles and all that good stuff. So super duper. I'm so like, I keep looking at this. I'm just so happy. So very happy. Yeah.
It's fantastic. Seriously. Well, congratulations. Bulk of the credit has to go to you. You have been an absolute... I can't even think of a word sort of like to describe it. You have been an absolute champion at sort of championing out this comic to everyone.
Yeah, no. So that's part of the journey of the independent comic book creator. It's built into the name. It's independent, but like you just can't do it yourself. There's just no way you're going to do it yourself. So I just want to thank everybody out there because we do it. I do it for you. We do it for you, but we do it because we can only do it because of you. So I'm just so grateful that everybody just kind of can jump in and pitch in and just allow these things to be able to be created and exist in the world. And then you and I were sitting after the botched Monday interview thing, just talking about what comes next, and not just what comes next, what's the next issue, but like what's the next year look like, that what's the next 5 years look like, what's the next 10 years look like. If we can dream that big dream, then we have a destination to go to, and I think when people recognize that you're not like one and done, that they will help you. They, I don't know what it is about the human spirit where you see someone trying and you reward that trying with just like what little help you can get, even with a share or whatever. It really really helps. Oops, let me jump out of there. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I was just looking for myself. And
I can see you've got the Grok Comics, one of their most recent posts up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's who. Let me close some of this stuff down. I forget like that I'm in control of the live stream. I just think I'm looking at stuff. So what do you think about independent comics? Like as you as a young creator, right? You've done how many comics now?
Can I stall for like 5 seconds and just check my list?
Yeah. And I'll read through some of these comments here. And I posted
terrific
some links, guys, to make it available to make it easier for you to support. So Michael says, will you be at any conventions next year? I'm definitely going to be in Syracuse. There's a Syracuse Collectors Con at the end of March. And that kind of launched everything this year for me because I stepped out of doing comics and stuff for a little bit. And I was running for political office and I had lost last November. And so I turned back to Alpha Red and was prepping up for the convention in March, the Syracuse, the first of an annual Syracuse Comic Con. But there's homeschool conventions that I'm going to, and any convention that I'm invited to. Number one, I'm trying to spend as little money as possible, Michael, and so we'll see. There's lots of. I live in Syracuse, so there's a lot of comic book shows that pop up relatively close. Syracuse is right in the smack dab in the middle of the state, so I can travel 2 hours here, 3 hours there, and get to a pretty decent convention. So I definitely plan to. So thank you, Brian, for suggesting that I throw the links up there. And then 30 minutes left now. So very cool. 56 backers so far. I can't believe it. I think that breaks. Does it break my record? Does not break my record. I think my first one I had 71 backers. So go ahead. You were saying, how many comics have you done so far?
Well, it's a little complicated because, like, are we going off of just comics that were published in comic books? Are we going like, how many comic scripts have I written? Because if we're going off of like comics that I have had published, just like I wrote them, they've been illustrated, they've been published, we're at about 9. Okay. If we're going off of scripts I've written that are in production or sort of are sort of here or there, sort of in coming together, we're probably looking more in the 20s kind of thing.
And so do you expect those other remaining 10 or 11 to see the light of day, or you're just sticking them in your back pocket and maybe translating them into another character or whatever?
Well, one of the comics that I worked on, it stars a character called the Glass Guardian, and that comic is completely finished. It's just we're trying to find a place to sort of have it put out. And okay. I have like one character I've written where I have the first issue script completely completed, but we're just waiting for an artist. The company is kind of thing. And a couple of the scripts I've written for Grok Comics, besides the Atomic Thunderbolt, that's my first published thing by them to date. Okay. I've written about 4 or 5 other scripts for them, and those are all sort of in various stages of development. So I've written quite a few. I've had a few less published, but I've also had a lot of my prose stories published. Like I had a Western story I wrote published in an anthology that you can actually get on Amazon, which I'm really proud of. That was highlight of one of the highlights of my career, because I got to give that to my grandfather, who sort of inspired my love of Westerns when I was a kid. So I got to give him a Western I wrote. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where can people find your art? Do you have like links, places that people can pick up some Ray MacKay written comics, of the 9 that you put out? Or can
Oh,
they go to Amazon and pick up the anthology, the Western anthology? Is that still available on Amazon?
yes, I believe it is. And most of them would be available through Indie Planet or Amazon, or I've written a couple like superhero prose stories for Onoriac Comics, and those are just all available for free online. If you give me a minute, I'll just pop the links into the YouTube here.
Yeah. I don't know how to do that. I don't know that it'll let you. Let me see if it'll let you here.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think I have to give you a wrench. So Michael, I plan. So next year will be a building year. Oops, sorry. I don't know why it does that. I go to hit the latest one, and then it takes me to the last one that was pulled up. But so next year will be a building year. Next year will be 2 issues. And then the year after that, maybe 2 to 3 issues. And then I want to get to 4 issues. And then I want to get to 6 issues. And I want to do that within 10 years to have up to issue number 60. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud because you're going to hold me to it. And I'm like, "Arr." So there's a slow build up, because now that I recognize that I want to keep going with Alpha Red, because there are other characters that I wanted to do, but there are characters that I can bring into the Alpha Red world, and Alpha Red doesn't have to be the main character in each comic. Like he will be in each comic, because I really like Alpha Red, but Ray here likes Wingman, so he's going to write as many Wingman stories as he can. So, and I get it. You know, I like him too. I like him too, and maybe I like him more. I maybe Ray will win me over with his great stories. So we did talk about that, and we'll see. That's the goal.
We'll see.
But yeah. So when you say Indie Planet, so that's Indie, INDY Planet, right? Because I see a lot of people spell Indie Planet INDIE, and so if you look for that indieplanet.com, you're not going to find it. So when you go to Indie Planet, what should people look up?
I would say look up Big Bang Adventures, which will take you to the whole library of everything done by Big Bang Comics,
Okay.
which I just highly recommend. It'll take you to issues like this one right here, issue 28, which stars Amphibia Man and the Shutterbug. But if I had to recommend one of mine, I'd have to recommend issue 24, which is the first full-length comic I ever wrote, starring Megaton and the Shutterbug as they take on Agent Orange, who's a supervillain that I got to sort of help create for that comic.
Yeah.
And I totally may have came up with him in the back of a history classroom while not paying attention.
No, that's the one that you sent over to me that I read, and I was like, you know what, that's a good. There's a lot of cool plot points and things are moving, and so that kind of gave you the foot in the door for me to bring you on and ask you for a pitch on for Alpha Red. So no,
well,
good job.
Thank you. A lot of the credit really for that issue does have to go to Gary Carlson, because he's a wizard when it comes to comics. And he really this was the first full-length comic I'd ever written. He really sort of helped me through the process step by step. And I don't think I'd be as good a writer as I am today if it wasn't for him. And credit to him, he took a chance on me when I had no credits under my belt. And him taking a chance on me allowed me to do things that I could show to other people so they would take a chance on me. So I've been privileged to have him as a comic book mentor.
I'm trying to give you a wrench so that the link that you put shows up, but I'm not.
Oh, I popped them in just off of my YouTube account.
I don't think it let you.
Dang it.
So it doesn't let you put them in unless you have a wrench. I don't know how to give out wrenches.
I can just email it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, yeah. If you email it to me, then maybe I can pull it out and I can put it in, and then I can figure out how to give you a wrench next time.
It's not the end of the world if we can't,
Right.
but
Yeah,
still pretty fun.
yeah. No, good stuff. Good stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see, because yeah. Where else? So when they're looking up your Western on Amazon, what should they put in if they
Wow.
want to catch like the rookie cards of a young up and coming writing talent?
Well, I would have to direct them to Spurs and Six Shooters, Tales of the Old West from Stormgate Press. And my story in that is called Stranger in Town, which is a very Western title of me.
Yeah. You got to start somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So what else were we
Yeah,
going to go over on that list? Let me pull up that list that we were going to give us because I wasn't even sure if this was going to work, guys, because if you've ever seen me on these live streams and I'm trying to use StreamYard, this is like magic. When I was trying it this morning, I was like, "Hun, can I borrow your laptop? Maybe it's my laptop." And I plugged it in and I started playing it, and there was no spinny thing. And when I hit a button, it happened. I'm like, "Wait a minute, there's no lag, there's no nothing." And so I brought it up to my office. I thought it was maybe because my office is in the attic, and hers is her thing was down closer to the router. Nope, boom, 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 and I'm on Wi-Fi right now. I'm not even plugged in. I don't think it has a way to get plugged in. So super happy that it's working. So
it's awesome.
yeah. So this is so now I can do all those things that I wish that I was hoping that I could do when I got StreamYard and when I started a YouTube channel and all this stuff. And that's been the biggest hesitation with the lagging and all the laggy stuff. And I didn't realize that it was my laptop because it does everything else very, very well. So I would just assume that it could not be the stupid laptop. What else did we talk about? Indie versus mainstream. So like funding a comic. Like, have you ever thought, as a young person who wants to try to write comics, have you ever thought about where the money comes to create a comic?
I probably haven't given it as much thought as I should have at this point. But that's a really interesting question because a lot of comics these days raise funds off of Kickstarter or Fund My Comic or Indiegogo.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to wonder, like, how do you get the money for that first comic kind of thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, how do you generate the fan base so people will look at this kind of thing?
Yeah. And I used to do it. Alpha Red #1 was funded outside of Kickstarter. That was before Kickstarter, and maybe Kickstarter existed, but I didn't know about it. I'd had no internet, anything. I had a bad computer. Our internet was bad because we couldn't afford anything. So I would go to conventions, and I actually picked up a book by Dave. Is it Dave Sim? Who does the Cerebus? Is that Dave Sim?
Dave Sim. Yes.
Yeah. So he has a how to fund an independent comic or something like that. It's made like a comic book. But
right.
in there, do you have it?
I don't have it. I have they got all 15 volumes of Cerebus at my local shop a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I fully just got all of them because I knew it was like a once in a lifetime that they would all be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have that issue though. It's hard to track down the specials. You'll have better luck tracking down Cerebus in Canada than most other places, I think. But
okay. Yeah, is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's Canadian. Out of oh man, he's out of Hamilton, Ontario, I believe.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So he has a comic that that kind of documents how he crowdfunded for the first couple of issues of Cerebus. So he went to conventions and made the cheapest kind of copies that you could make. They were 10-cent copies, and he would sell them for $5, and he would ask the people to write down their names or whatever, and buy the print, and he would then use that money to fund the printing of his comic. So that's how he did it, and so that's what I started doing. I don't even know, I probably have it somewhere here, but like really gigantic pictures of Alpha Red, the first original cover for it, and it cost me like 20 cents per 11 by 17, and then I would sell it for $5, take down the person's name, and I think I sold, I don't know, 300 of them or something like that, and was able to pay for the coloring and the lettering. And so that became my crowdfunder, and that was based on going to conventions and just drawing stuff for people, and then while I'm trying to convince them to pick up an original art piece, I would convince them that I'm going to be making comic books, and this is Alpha Red, and this is going to be something someday, and their names are in Alpha Red number 1 as a thank you. So all those people did that pre Kickstarter, pre internet crowdfunding sites. So it can be done. It's just, this way makes it easier, and you can reach more people. I don't have to actually meet all the people here. I got a shout out. Ooh, hang on a second. What's this here? Brian Suddenly Old says, I got a shout out for your campaign on Primetime Mark Bolton's channel. They are over there launching their action figures. Oh yeah, they have the ninja stuff, the U.S. Assassin or something like that, right, Brian? If I'm not mistaken. So that's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you, Brian. And Zaire doesn't like what he's seeing. Sorry about that, Zaire. And this is so awkward. I'm sorry. We're going to do better. What do you think? What do you think, Ray?
I mean, I think we're pretty good, but there's always room for improvement.
Sure. But yeah, so crowdfunding is one way. I mean, it's the most, it's never been easier, but it's never been harder now that everybody has the same access to the same crowd that is willing to give somebody a chance. Now everybody is overwhelmed by the amount of campaigns that are out there, and it's kind of tainted also by creators who aren't fulfilling their their campaigns. So what do you think? Do you think it's a viable future for crowdfunding, or does Marvel and DC have to get their act together, or do we have to have more of a model like old Marvel and DC, where we're just everywhere? We're in gas stations, we're in drugstores, we're in liquor stores, we're in wherever.
I'm not sure I'm really qualified to speak on something like that, but I think Marvel and DC will always exist in some capacity. They're the pillars of the comic industry.
Sure.
When people, like, there's a reason why when you say comic books, people think superheroes first, and that's because of them.
Yeah.
But I think, especially these days with Image Comics, independent comics have never been bigger. I mean, I could be completely wrong on that. I'm just saying this based off of my impressions of sort of comics, but I think at least when I go to a comic book store, one of my local stores, there's a Marvel rack, a DC rack, and then there's 2 independent racks where there'll be everything from the Skybound Transformers to Dynamite's current series to Lev Gleason's The New Silver Streak comic to some really, really wild comics. Yeah.
So let me answer Brian here. So I'm not sure how the on-demand stuff works. I know that Fund My Comic and Indiegogo offer that. Like when this ends here, when Kickstarter ends, that's kind of like the litmus test for me, like the cutoff. Indiegogo doesn't have like a countdown. Like let me jump over here. Like Kickstarter has a countdown, has 13 minutes left, but Indiegogo doesn't, and neither does Fund My Comic. And so I assume, oh, it does 39 minutes. Does that coincide with 39 minutes? Oh, you guys got a little extra time on Fund My Comic. But Indiegogo does not have that countdown. So I don't know, because there will be the next 2.5 weeks before it goes off to print. There are things that need to happen, and why not allow people to continue to support the campaign, because there's no reason to really cut it off. But so yeah, probably, I want to say probably. The only reason why I said that it can't happen after 8 o'clock tonight is because of Kickstarter and their all or nothing model. And so I don't know how to make it fair, how to whatever, but for the next 2.5 weeks or so, I want to keep it open on Indiegogo and Fund My Comic. But then like the bulk of everything is on Kickstarter. And so do I move some of that over? Do I not? And so some decisions have to be made tonight. But yeah, I definitely want to keep it available if people are still willing to contribute to the campaign and still be able to get that the exclusive stuff. That's awesome. No, thank you. I think that will. I want to that until we ship it off to the printers, and then we have to then call it quits. But yeah. But what else? So what else were we going to talk about? Peaks and valleys. Oh yeah. My emotions, especially in this past 2 or 3 days, have been, and people have been funding, and then some people drop out, and it's been up and down. But peaks and valleys for sure when you're crowdfunding. And so any other thoughts? I'm at a loss of words, but I definitely want to stay on until 8 o'clock so that we can shut it down strong.
Right on.
What are you working on currently, young Ray?
Like currently, like today?
No, currently as in comic books. Are you working?
Oh,
you said you were doing some work for Erie, the new Erie, the EEYRIE.
It's EYRIE. I did 2 scripts for their most recent issue, but due to deadlines and conflicts with artists, they didn't end up working out, which is too bad. I was pretty proud of them, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah. So the art, I think it sounds so important. Like I don't know. I've always done it all myself. So I got the art part down. So is it frustrating for you as a writer to have all these ideas? And I mean, for me too, as an artist, I have a lot of ideas, and I want to do as many of the ideas as I can, but it doesn't always. I have to draw it. I can't just come up with the idea. Mm-hmm. But what do you think as a writer? Is it frustrating that you can't draw? I saw your drawing. You sent over your senior year comic that you sent, that you made.
Yeah, I drew that. Yeah, grade 12, so senior year.
Yeah. So do you find it frustrating that you have to find artists, or are you? What are your plans to kind of get those ideas drawn out?
I mean, well, I'm not really sure what I can do about those specific scripts, but I have a couple sort of like ideas and projects that I'm really interested in that sort of like have significant meaning to me. Yeah. And I just kind of keep them in a notebook for the time being.
Yeah.
And because I'm not sure I have the capability to like hire on an artist, editor, letterer, colorist kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping at some point in the future, I'll either have the opportunity to do it through somebody else, or I'll have the money because college student to sort of do it myself. And maybe by then I'll be like, hey, it's Ray MacKay. He did this, this, and this. So like people will be willing to sort of take a chance on me kind of thing. But
Yeah.
until then, I'm very content to like help other people like build out their worlds and work on other people's characters. It's a lot of fun and I'm learning a lot. And everything I learn, I like to think I apply to the next job kind of thing.
Sure.
Like stuff I learned in Big Bang, I applied to Alpha Red number 6. Like things I've learned doing Alpha Red number 6, I'll apply to whatever the next thing is. I mean, I'm still 21. I still have so much to learn, and I am doing my very best to, like, for lack of a better word, I'm trying to, I'm doing
Thanks,
my
Brian.
best.
Thanks for your support, and thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I'm always trying to improve. You know, I'm 21. I really hope this isn't the peak of my writer abilities. I'm always trying to do better and learn more.
So do you see yourself trying to write for the mainstream, or do you think that the independent path is the best way? What do you think?
I mean, I'd love to write Batman or Captain America or something like that. I think deep down everybody would like to, you know, like
Sure.
get a chance to write a story featuring like some of the biggest heroes that have ever existed.
Do you
Like,
find that intimidating, or do you think that like do you welcome the challenge, or would you find it intimidating? Do you think you're ready? Like a lot of eyeballs would all of a sudden be on you, and you would be kind of, chum in the water.
I'm not sure if I think I would be ready and absolutely sort of prepared to take it on in a couple of years. I mean, it's one thing sort of to balance like doing some more independent comics on top of school.
Mhm.
But imagine like I'm in the back of class and somebody calls into Marvel editor and I'm like to my prof, sorry, I kind of have to take this.
Yeah.
Like it would be a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And I'd love to write for one of the big companies or like Valiant or Image or something. There's some amazing series going on at Image right now or at Dark Horse.
Now, do you actively seek that? I mean, are you writing scripts? Are you taking Alpha Red, or are you taking the Big Bang comic and sending it off to an editor saying, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. Would love an opportunity to pitch you a story on Batman, on Aquaman, on Nightwing."
I mean, not specifically on those because it's pretty hard to apply to Marvel and DC, but like just earlier today, I sent an email off to somebody with a sample of my work saying, hey, this is what I've done. I am interested in working for you kind of thing. I'm always kind of trying to seek out new opportunities. Yeah. Balance it between, I'm trying to balance between, school and life and comics, and I'm trying not to get overwhelmed, which is pretty easy when you're 21 and doing all those things.
Right. Yeah. No, you're doing a good job juggling it all, trying to answer me and all that stuff. So Ernest says,
I mean, you haven't seen this. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I mean, you haven't seen the state of my room and my laundry, so you don't have quite the full picture.
Right. And if you've seen my office in the past month since I started this campaign, it's been bananas. So Ernest says, after running the campaign simultaneously on 3 platforms, do you think you'll find a home platform or keep it open to using multiple? Probably find a home, honestly, Ernest. It's been such a challenge to each platform has its own language on like between rewards and perks and just little things like that. And what do they mean with shipping? Because I wanted to do free shipping. I wanted to add the shipping to the cost of that's what I hate the most, where you pledge like your $5 and then the shipping is $30. Like, what in the world? So I just wanted to do a base shipping for everybody, and I'll take some losses on some, and I'll probably gain some on some others. And so I wanted to do that flat, and then but it kind of messed up everything when I built it in Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and when I said that it's free or that I'm only charging to everyone in the world, I forget the language for it. It charged them an additional $10 or $15 for shipping, and I was like, no, and it was frustrating. So I would rather have like my own dedicated site and then push people to my dedicated site. And I talked to Ray on Monday about this. I'm probably going to wait until I'm all the way done, and then promote it as a pre-order. And so you get however many orders you get, and then you crowdfund for a little bit more for the printing, um, uh, to build in a better price for printing, and that's it, and then not have to juggle 3 different platforms and trying to finish up the last couple pages. I'm 1.5 pages away from being done, but a lot of it depends on me, and then I have to give it to Ray, and then Ray has to script it, and then I also give it off to JC Grande. He has to ink it, but he's like super fast. Like he does both. He'll do both pages in a day or something. It's crazy and it's awesome. And then I'm still waiting for Andrew to color it. So, I would get all my part done first, Ernest, and then that's how I would do it. That's how I plan to do it. So that's I'm planning probably May and November, the next 2. But we'll see. Like I hate throwing it out there, and you never know. You never know what's going to happen. So, but thank you. That's a great question. It seems like more challenging juggling multiple, but some use all 3. Others just a home. Yeah. So I've been talking to other independent guys, and John's Longbox. He has done all 3, but he did it one at a time. And he started with Fund My Comic, and he has made almost $7,000 on Fund My Comic. And then he put it over to Kickstarter, and he made about $1,000 on Kickstarter. And then he put it on Indiegogo, and I think he's got like $300, $400 on Indiegogo. So that who knows? Who knows what the perfect thing to do is? But everybody has their preferred platform that they like to kind of shop on, which is why I made Kickstarter my biggest one, because that's where I've done the previous 5 successful Kickstarters. So campaigns, I mean. And so I assumed that a lot of people would come back, and a lot of people did come back, but not everybody came back. So it's just a toss up, You never know. Oh yeah, that's right, Ernest. That's where I saw you. That's where you saw me. That's where I saw you. And now that I have this working, maybe I'll have John on my show to maybe introduce people, my people, to John and his book. So there it is. Wow, I missed it. We missed it. It's going crazy here because it's done, and we made it, guys. Whoop whoop.
Woohoo!
Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for supporting Alpha Red number 6, and I am so thankful that you guys believe, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Like Ray gets to see all the new stuff, so he doesn't have to wait. But I can't wait for you guys out there to see. So thank you, Josh. Josh, a lot of lettering coming your way, brother. As soon as we finalize the script, I hope you sharpened up your typing hands. Let me see. Thank you, Ernest. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you, especially. I mean, you're praying for me. You're pumping it out there. I saw you doing it. Thank you, Fong. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
And yeah, I can't even, like, I'm at a loss for words. Like usually I can collect myself, and then I'll, the next day I'll just put out a thank you post somewhere that I share a couple times. But to do it live, like I'm just at a loss for words. How grateful I am for people believing in me and the project and us and Alpha Red, and Alpha Red gets to live another issue, and then the hard work starts. Like collecting all the information and sending out the surveys, and so it's not all rainbows and butterflies here on out. It starts a different season of the work, and like Brian said, on Indiegogo and on Fund My Comic, you can put it into in demand, and people can still continue to support it. And I want to maybe make that available as an option until it goes to print in 2.5 weeks. So hopefully that'll work. But guys, thank you, Ray, for I know it's early there. What's this, 5 o'clock where you are now, ish?
Yeah, it's only 5 o'clock, so not super late for me, or early, I guess. Yeah. And I'm probably still going to be on campus for another solid 3 to 4 hours to get some work done. So this is really just a nice break. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me for an hour and giving me an opportunity to introduce you to the fans of Alpha Red. So thank you for joining me on this journey, and I thank you everybody
for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't regret it at all. So I'm super happy, and I want to thank everybody out there for joining us for this closeout event. I'm super thankful for everyone who supported. Thank you. Obviously, we cannot do this without you. So much gratitude for you guys. So we are not going to continue to babble on. I just want to thank you one more time and invite you to my weekly draw stream every Sunday night at 8 p.m. on 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. And maybe because Yard Stream is working, maybe I'll put it out on Facebook and Twitter also. So until Sunday, friends, and maybe I'll pop in tomorrow. We'll see. It's a busy weekend, but until then, grace and peace. Thank you for joining me. Got to hit the outro. I got to find it.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Here, just one more time.
After the explosive conclusion of Alpha Red Comics number 5 comes a bold new chapter in the hero's story. Having barely saved the world from Satan's army of robotic warriors, Wes, aka Alpha Red, hoped he was going to take some time off to recover and reflect on the path life is leading him down. But the time for reflection is short-lived when Alpha Red is called into action by a Supermax prison breakout. The supervillain, Dr. Disastro, has re-emerged and is enacting a plan to destroy the world by harnessing catastrophic weather events. Our champion is forced to jump right back into the fight, but will he perish in the face of this villain's master plan to turn the weather itself into a weapon? And what sinister hand is lurking behind this scheme? Find out in Alpha Red Comics number 6, A Recipe for Disastro. This issue guest stars Alpha Red's new gunslinging guardian angel, Wingman. The new dynamic duo will have to brave the storm as they discover what makes A Recipe for Disastro